Hi, my beautiful soul family. Thank you for joining me here on my journey and for allowing me to be a part of yours. We're here to talk about anything that is maybe seen as taboo or nitty gritty, but something that you feel you need to talk about. I have spent a lifetime of feeling lost, alone, rejected. And I want you to know specifically that right here and right now, you are not alone. As a survivor myself of feeling alone, being misunderstood, I'd like to share with you how I look back at the series of traumatic events that I encountered, and how I survive each day of flashbacks, insecurities because of what I've been through, and the pain. So my analogy of trauma can be summarized in a nutshell as a storm. For me, the storm that resembles my traumatic phase of my life so far is a tornado. Because each circumstance I encountered made me feel like I was losing control of my life. So as the tornado sucked me up further, I would lose a grip of of the reality around me. And as I spun around in this storm for many grueling, often terrifying and lonely years, I wondered if it would ever end, or if I would ever make it through. And as cliched as it sounds, nothing can stay the same forever. And the storm did eventually lose its grip on me, and I landed with a crash onto the ground, a big hard bump of reality. And I felt like I was then just shipwrecked. So someone that had survived something and was just shipwrecked. Like, what do I do now? Like, rub sticks together? No, I'm joking. So the feeling was just absolute disorientation and what now? I was desolate, confused, and in shock. I soon realised I had two options. I either gave up, which really is not an option. I had survived the storm. I had beat the odds of everything I'd been through. So why would I give up now? No, no way. That is not what life is about. Deep down inside, I knew there was something better and happier to come than all I had endured. So instead, I cried, I screamed, and I turned to the wrong vices, such as fake friends, toxic love, alcohol. All of these things that did not give me any way that I could heal. I couldn't begin to deal with anything I'd been through. And in fact, they added to my healing. It was impossible to feel any better. I felt worse. So instead of feeling like I had no way out, and feeling angry at myself, at everyone around me really at the time, because I felt that I was fighting constantly for stability and safety. And I knew that the only person that could make these changes really was me. So instead of looking around for help, I decided to look within. So one day, I decided to let go of everything around me that was every attachment that no longer served me, to better myself. Every attachment that felt that was kind of toxic to my healing, and I distanced myself in order to honor my soul and my burning desire to feel okay. So I'm now sat feeling completely shipwrecked with my pain, my trauma, my fears, with no distractions whatsoever from any of these feelings or emotions, or the reality of what I had survived and where I now was at in my life, which was alone and having to be okay and make things work now. So it was like, what do I do here? So I realized I needed a stable base for starters in order to heal in, and in order to continue and feel better. So I literally cried as I decorated my home. I was exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally as I did it. But I felt something inside pushing me to create a safe environment that I could reflect on my life and healing. I couldn't see any further than this, so I let this be my starting point. Now, anything can be your starting point, whether it's taking a warm bath or a shower, whether it's going out for a walk, or a starting point could even be making sure you're hydrated and drinking enough water. That is a starting point. So find your starting point. What makes you feel good? Whatever makes you feel good can be your starting point. It's also important when making these positive changes to remember that the secret of change is not in fighting the old. It's what's been and gone. We cannot change that. And it's just part of the healing for me is accepting that's just how it was. That's part of my story. I embrace that now. And focus all your energy onto building the new. Looking forward, putting the stones thrown at you often into place to form your stable platform, and building up on yourself every day. It's like adding a new feather onto your coat to get warmer each day, to protect yourself. You're building up. We're all fighting battles that not everybody knows about around us, and therefore we really need to be kind to one another because of this. So kindness rocks, and shine on.